Hey, thanks for checking out the Causal Airtable blog. Suppose you're using Airtable as a CRM and you have a table of leads and some metadata about each lead. Things like the expected value, the expected close date, the contract length, and the close probability. So a pretty standard CRM setup in Airtable. Now, if you're interested in seeing a forecast of your company's revenue based on this pipeline of leads, what you'll currently have to do is first export this to something like a spreadsheet, and there you can define some formulas to calculate your expected revenue, say over the next 12 months, and finally you can probably plot some charts. Now with the Causal Airtable block, you can actually do all of this without leaving Airtable. Let's see how. Now the first thing we need to do is select the table that we want to use. In this case it's our deals table. The view that we want to go with is just the grid view. And finally, we need to select the causal model that we want to actually do the calculations. Now, we've set up a specific sales forecasting model in Causal, but in future versions of this block, you'll actually be able to use your own custom causal model. So it'll be able to do completely arbitrary calculations for you. For now, let's just go with this one. Now, what we need to do is map the different inputs from our causal model to the columns in our Airtable table so that Causal knows which numbers to crunch. So we'll map the deal value input to the expected value column, we'll map close probability to close probability, contract length to contract length, and start date to expected close date. And we won't worry about the end date for now. Now, once we click run, Causal is actually running thousands of simulations to work out the full range of possible outcomes in the future for our revenue. And that's all based on the numbers here, so the expected values and dates and probabilities. And so based on all that, we can see that in December 2020, our revenue will probably be between 3K and 10K. And as your Airtable pipeline updates, your causal model will rerun as well. And so suppose you send a free T-shirt to Accidents Grotesque, and you're really sure that they'll probably close now. You want to increase that probability. You can rerun the causal model, and you can see how things change. Now, Causal is a very general modeling or number crunching tool. It's a bit like Airtable, but for number crunching. And so, as I mentioned earlier, in future versions of this block, you'll actually be able to define your own completely custom causal models to do all sorts of number crunching and produce charts all within Airtable. Thanks a lot.